Get a glimpse of the bank's past and follow its journey into the future. By the Hands of Grenadians, a tale of commitment, fortitude, and leadership.
So, about the book. I just want to talk a little about the importance of storytelling. 64,000 years ago, the early cavemen left some stories on the walls of their caves. They wanted other humans to know that they had been here, they lived a life, and this is how it was, this is how it looked. And this tradition has carried on for millennia. I suppose the most famous book we know of that was passed on storytelling fashion, oral fashion, is the Bible. 300 years of just verbal transmission, because printing wasn't like it is today in Grenada. The printing press was invented around 1400, and suddenly there was an explosion of information, because now you could duplicate these books, which were expensively, painstakingly handwritten, in the domain of just a few learned people. And the other recording device, which is photographs, photography was only invented in 1800 or so. So suddenly, instead of the tedious hand painting process, you can get an instant record. And I mention this, you see, because photography remained relatively expensive until recently. And at the time that we were collecting pictures for this book from 1932 to 1990, before digital phones, it was difficult to get photographs because this wasn't something you could just do every day. Photographs were just one or two special occasions. The equipment was expensive and making a print was expensive. Today we are very lucky that everyone has a cell phone and every cell phone has a decent camera. So we can capture today what will be the history of the future. Because imagine 50 years from now, people will want to know what life was like now, the kind of decisions and challenges we faced, in the same way that we want to know now what life was like 50 years back or 90 years back, as explained in the book. Now, what do we get out of the book? What do we get out of storytelling? Stories are designed to be entertaining, but it's also edutainment. There is some message always in a story. And perhaps after you've enjoyed the story, you can pause and reflect, what's the message here? Now, the message that I took out of the book was collaboration and trust. Because this is how you make the great leap. This is how you can transform something instead of just making incremental growth. Most countries develop today, 3% growth, maybe keep up with inflation, and you think you're doing all right because you're not going backwards. But every now and then you see people make a significant growth, a significant leap forward. And it's through collaboration and trust. So imagine what it's like for the founding members. 13 guys get together. One guy starts and says, look, I'm retired now, but I'm okay, but the poor people really see in trouble. What can we do about that? So he doesn't have enough money to start a bank. He tells his friends who have businesses, let's do this. And they say, sure. So 13 of them get together, but it's still not enough money to really start a bank. It's enough just to start. So they appeal to the public. These poor guys, like the farmer referred to on the hillside with a few coins, and they put their money into the bank. Now, what did that take? That took a lot of trust. Because here you have these business types coming and saying, we're going to start a bank. And those simple farmers had to decide, we trust these guys, and we're going to cooperate with them because it sounds like a good idea. So this is the message I got out of the book: collaboration and trust. And let us do this now, because as was said before by Mr. N.J. Antoine, this bank was started in the middle of a recession. And while parts of the world are imploding and declining, we should see in Grenada that this is our moment to grow and to make the big leap. So let's do this: collaboration and trust. Thank you.